Friday Night Lights are back. So is the community bank. Our local teams have conditioned, trained, and prepared to make this a special season. You can help by coming out to support your favorite team and being a part of the Friday night experience. The community bank is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the MVL Football High School Game of the Week. The community bank, making more possible. Choose local.
Back here at Canal Winchester Harvest Prep High School. Hank out from Ted Snyder. Sight tonight for Division 5, Region 19, the second round game. Looking to pass, in trouble. Could be a safety. Hold on here. That's going to be 2 points probably for West Muskingum. Zone, and there it comes. 2 points, Westham on the board. Over Meggs.
And kick it to Cisse.
Cisse's fielding at the 36. And we are back here. Got a big hole up the middle. Stone feet. There goes Cisse. He could get all the way. He'll dance in for the touchdown as he looks back for his teammates. Quarter 7:44 counting, and it's Cisse. Direct snap. Runs right. Goes left. Look. Safety. Hold on here. Touchdown, Westham. John Cisse strikes again. Second touchdown tonight for him. This one, an offensive.
Kick it to Cisse.
Warriors put a neon thing. This one's going to be on the books. You see the score at the bottom of your screen here on South 6. Up the middle, Stone feet. They got scores the final 21. Cisse, he could get
the game was a lot
for the touchdown.
It was a 26-16 point game, going into the fourth quarter, and we were really in that game. And we got an onside kick actually, to go down, score and make the game even closer.
Onside kick, and you're right, Teddy. Can they get this?
Really in that game, and we fought our butts off, like you said, and we're going down there with we know what to expect, we know what they are, and we have experience, and our confidence is better than no other, and we're better than last year. So we're going down there with the mindset that we're going to beat these dudes this year. We know we're bigger, we're faster, we're stronger, we're smarter. They haven't worked as hard as we have. I know that for a fact, and I know when it comes to grind time, they're going to be the ones pointing fingers at each other while we're going to be picking each other up.
It was one of those where I think they were used to teams rolling over, and we didn't do that. And I was definitely proud of our guys a year ago for going in there and totally new experience, making it to week 12. It was really big for us to compete and be in that game, and ultimately it came down to where they made some plays that we were unable to overcome, and ended the year. Going into this year, one of the advantages I think we have is that our kids know what to expect. We know what Harvest Prep is. We know the way they like to do things and how they play, and so we need to go up there with no fear and ready to compete again.
Welcome here to Jack Johnson Field. Hank up along with Doug Clifford. It's Division 5, Region 19 action once again as we follow the West Muskingum Tornadoes playoff-bound winners last week and winners of 8 straight games. They are 10-1 coming in here, Doug, on the season. Meanwhile, they're taking on the Harvest Prep squad here on the road yet again for a second straight year, looking to get revenge as they try to beat the Warriors in Harvest Prep, and it's a tough, tall task. Harvest Prep's the 4 seed, West Muskingum the 5 seed. 6 straight wins for Harvest Prep coming into this contest, and they've played a top-notch schedule yet again.
Well, they're on their home field. That's a tremendous advantage anytime you don't have to travel during the postseason. So the Tornadoes have their work cut out for them tonight.
They really do. What a game last week for West Muskingum on their home field, getting the victory to start the playoff run for them. 42-26 over the Union Local Jets, a game that we had for you. Doug, they never trailed in that game. It was 7-7 in the second quarter. They got up by 7 at the half, pushed it to 9 after 3, and won by 16. Their offense is clicking.
Well, I talked to Coach Brownrigg before the game, and I asked him because their running game, they just ran the ball in the second half, and I asked him if that was the game plan. He said, well, the game plan was to run the ball, but not that much. And but it just developed the way it did, and they realized they could control the line of scrimmage. And so he said, if it's not broken.
And how much so did they run the football? For 396 yards on the ground, 50 rushing attempts, only 8 passes as they just ran at will against Union Local.
And everybody ran. Anton ran, Windland ran, of course Cisse did. So, it wasn't a one-man show. They ran it outside, they ran it inside, they ran it wherever they wanted, especially off tackle.
Rashad Cisse had 237 yards, 4 more touchdowns in the game last week. He's got 43 touchdowns on the air as he continues to add to his MVL record total. Carter Windland, you talked about him. He got in the act, 127 yards on 17 carries and 2 scores for the 6th touchdown.
I really like the way he plays football. He's we've said it over and over all year. He would be the star of the team as far as running the ball on any other team probably. But he's on this team, he's just another guy. But, yeah, he's a great asset to have on your offense.
Well, West Muskingum, we thought it had a historic year last year. They're building upon it here this year. Double-digit wins with 10. Not since the 1968 team that went 10-0 and the playoffs didn't exist. Here they go, moving right along as they try to move on for another week and get over that proverbial hump in beating Harvest Prep this year in a rematch. We'll step aside for more of the pregame show leading you up to the kickoff. We have for you 4th-year head coach Nate Brownrigg, followed up by the star of the hour or the year, Rashid Cisse.
Yeah, I think it was huge because us getting a stop and then being able to march 99 yards, made it a two-score game again. And like I said Friday, to me that was a culture statement for us. Going all the way back to 2020, we had a similar situation, not after a kick return, but similar situation against Maysville in week 10 of that year, where we couldn't stop them on short yardage, and then we turned around and couldn't score. We couldn't get that 1 yard after after 4 downs. Same thing happened in 21 again against Maysville, and then last year we had a couple opportunities and started to get over top of that, gaining that yard on offense, to kind of establish that toughness or culture piece that we talk about. And then I think Friday was just a good example of our kids not giving up and keeping faith in each other. And then, like I said, marching 99 yards after that was really big and kind of put a statement on the second half. Absurd athletes everywhere, across the board. Really good team speed on both sides of the ball, really physical, and they play with great effort. And so, schematically, they do some things, especially offensively, that are kind of tricky to deal with. Try to get us lined up wrong and create a free gap or whatever. And so we're going to have to be really dialed in starting today at practice to make sure we have those things covered. And then, like I just had a conversation with the players about before we came out, our focus this week has got to be 100% on us, 100%. The only goal this week, no matter how it happens, whether it's run for whatever yards or pass for whatever yards, the only objective is to be back in here Monday and doing the same thing next week.
Oh, it was awesome. To win a home playoff game and be the first team to do that as well. And we were already I was already part of that team that won the first ever playoff game. It's something that isn't done a lot. Nowadays, a lot of history's already been made, and to be the first for multiple things, it's an honor, and it's awesome. We're bigger, we're faster, we're stronger, we're smarter, we're experienced, and the advantage that we have that they don't is that we've been playing together since, like I said, for years. And these guys have been playing together probably 2-3 years, and they haven't worked as hard as we have. I know that for a fact, and I know when it comes to grind time, they're going to be the ones pointing fingers at each other while we're going to be picking each other up. So I think that's the one advantage we have. I think ultimately that's why the outcome is going to be us on top.
Back here at Jack Johnson Field, Harvest Prep High School with Doug Clifford, Hank Kaufman once again on a Friday night. A little chillier night to start things off for you here as we crest into November and further on in the playoffs in Week 12. Here, Doug, is we have about 55 degrees at kickoff, and it's going to be down around 50. Getting out those gloves, coats, and hats. It's football season.
Yeah, yes, it is. All we need is a little bit of mud, and I'd feel right at home. But no mud on the carpet.
No, not at all. You got carpet, the turf down here at Jack Johnson Field, a familiar place that I was at last year. You were unable to make the game last year, Doug, and you get your opportunity to see West Muskingum do battle in a revenge game here as their season came to an end in 2022 to these Harvest Prep Warriors. 47-16 a year ago was the final in that game. It was much closer than that, however. West End was only down 11 at the half, 20-9, and 10 points in the third quarter at 26-16 before Harvest Prep scored the final 3 touchdowns to cement the victory.
Well, when you're playing a team that's better than you are, that's pretty common. You know, your kids, especially a playoff caliber team like West Muskingum is, those kids will play as hard as they can for as long as they can, and then finally, you know, you just wear down, and that's when the better team can put some distance between, you know, the scoreboard sign up there. But I expect it to be very similar tonight. I think West is going to play these guys tough. Their power running game, I mean, they're going to run right at these guys, and that will negate some of that team speed that Harvest Prep has.
They really do. They have a lot of speed, does Harvest Prep. They also have some weaponry back. And one guy, Martello Cox, goes by Cello. Cox had a 28-yard touchdown in the game last year in the fourth quarter to help push the Warriors to victory in that game. And he's back leading the way in the backfield, more on their offensive stars and weapons when they have the football. But West Muskingum's going to get the ball first to start our contest here tonight. Week 11. Glad you could join us.
Look out, look out.
Short kick and caught by the Tornadoes on the fly to the ground, falling shy of the 35-yard line. And the Tornadoes offense will come out with junior quarterback Jake Anton, who has thrown for about 1,400 yards, 12 touchdown passes, 6 interceptions. Did have 2 INTs last week and only 8 passes thrown. Let's see if he'll go to the air a little bit more tonight if is needed.
Well, that opening kickoff, that could have been a complete disaster for the Tornadoes. I mean, that looked like a pop-up to the shortstop, and how it was fielded cleanly, and they're going to take over at their own 35. See if they throw the ball a little bit tonight.
See if they do catch Harvest Prep off guard. Again, 50 runs last week and 58 offensive plays. It's going to be back to the ground game. Ground and pound. Your Thunder Lightning, and the Thunder being produced by Carter Winland on the first carry for a couple.
Well, if I remember correctly, Hank, last week in the first series, Cisse had no attempts at anything. Running, catching the ball, and it was a 3-play and out series. After that, he was featured. So we'll see how Coach Brownrigg starts this game. They're in their power formation there, that's for sure. It looks like Cisse taking the snap.
One lone receiver to the left. It is Cisse taking off up the middle and using speed and getting low. And near the first down at the 45, they will signal a first down.
Well, you know, what a lot of people think great team speed means your tailback's fast, but great team speed means your defensive ends are fast and your linebackers are fast, and everybody's quick. So the way you beat that is to go right at it because you can't run away from it. And that's what they're doing now. They're shifting to that power formation again.
So Winland gets 2 on first down. Cisse's first carry goes for 8 and a first down. Here goes Cisse again, right side of the line as he finds a crease to the 49, 4 yards. Late penalty marker comes in.
I'm going to say, by the way, Cisse hit the turf, I think somebody had his face mask.
So they'll check it down on the field as the Tornadoes threaten near midfield. Just over a minute gone by here tonight.
Rashid was going full speed straight ahead, and all of a sudden his head was pointed the other direction.
It's a very hungry West Muskingum team looking to get revenge, as mentioned, with that loss last year. They feel more confident, more experienced coming in, and it is the penalty on the Warriors. And they will be in Warrior territory with West Muskingum with that first down penalty.
You know, that was some of the mistakes that New Lex made last week, when we saw them play. Not New Lex, but Union Local. The penalties killed Union Local, and West Muskingum played a clean game. So we'll see how that goes tonight.
First down and 10, 15-yard penalty at the end of that run by Cisse moves it to the 36 of Harvest Prep. Man in motion to the left, handoff instead Wendland. Wendland bottled up and contained by several Warriors. Might have lost a yard, back to the 37 appears so. So your first negative play of the game.
Well, you know, it looks to me like the Harvest Prep staff has already realized that West M's going to come right at them. And so you adjust just a couple slight adjustments on with your defensive front, and you can stop that interior running game.
West Muskingum comes in offensively on fire, scoring 42 points or more in 6 consecutive games, all wins. Cisse fakes, and he's down immediately for another loss at the 39. The speed and that rush up front getting to him.
That was a double blitz by the middle linebackers. That's a run blitz, strictly designed to stop a running play, and it's exactly what it did. So now it's, instead of 1st and 10, now it's, what, 3rd and 13?
Third down, 13. Got to get to the Warrior 26-yard line. Ball marked at the 39 after 2 consecutive run plays for losses, one by Wendland, one by Cisse. Cisse, oh, by the way, mentioned his big week last week again, near 1,300 yards rushing at 1,297. And let's see what happens here on 3rd and long. He's going to go downfield, looking to pass Anton. Anton tucks and keeps, and not much doing as he picks up 1 yard. He was looking to throw it, but nothing open.
Well, I don't think he looked long enough. I mean, he had great protection that time. I don't think he's going to make a living scrambling against these guys.
So now you are at 4th and 12. You're in no man's territory. Pretty much a situation you're going to do a short pooch punt, or go for this one, but you need double digits in yards.
Well, it looks to me like they're going to go for this.
Need 12.
4-man line, 4 linebackers, 3 defensive backs for Harvest Prep. They're adjusting out to the trips.
Trips left, as you mentioned, Doug. 4 receivers set, 1 lone to the right. Timeout called by Coach Brownrigg in his 4th year at West Muskingum. He wants to think about a little bit longer what to do.
Timeout, Tornado.
You know, I think we saw this last week, Hank. Union Local went for it. Didn't they? And it's about this same place in the field, and West took over, went right down the field and scored. I don't know. With this team's firepower, I think I'd be tempted to, with being 4th and 12, I might punt here. Make these guys, use the long field. If you don't get a first down here, I mean, they're 1 first down from 4-down territory on their home field, so you're taking a real chance.
And we'll see what Coach Brownrigg elects to do. And you're right, Doug. Short field with a punt, possibly, or you give them, a better field position near midfield if you cannot pick this thing up.
You know, not only has Coach Milan Smith done a great job here, they've been playoffs 10 years in a row, the head coach for Harvest Prep. He's the best-dressed head football coach I've ever seen. I mean, I think I used to coach in something I could use for pajamas.
They're going to elect to go for it here on 4th down, but now we got a timeout, a little cat and mouse game called by Coach Milan Smith in his 10th year at Harvest Prep. Funny you mentioned, he calls the TO.
Well, he saw a formation that they hadn't seen. I hadn't seen West use that formation. They had 4 wide receivers out here, nobody in the backfield with Anton. So it's early in the game. You don't want to there's no use being guilty in the stupid category. Call timeout, set a defense, and say, okay, they got 4 wide receivers. Here's what we're going to do. If they come back out in it, play this. So that's what they've done.
Well, both coaches call timeouts. Let's do a tail of the tape between the 2 coaches. Coach Brownrigg in his 4th year, overall record, 27-16, 2-1 in the playoffs, back-to-back years in the playoffs. 1 playoff game last year for the first time ever at West Muskingum. Did it again last week, obviously. The loss came to Harvest Prep. And on the other side, Milan Smith is 98-22, 10 years. In all 10 years, he's made the playoffs. Beat New Lexington out of the MVL last week to be here tonight, 55-8.
West changed the play, changed the formation. They're going to make motion to come back to the same 4 wide receiver look.
Anton's going to fire. Got first down inside the 20 on 4th and 12. Still taking tacklers for a ride.
Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle, guys.
Finally, West Muskingum converts the 4th and 12 as they do blow that whistle. As stacked up. Take another look on the replay with things as Tornadoes pick up more than what they needed.
West does this as well as anybody I've seen all year. They throw the ball over the middle. Look at that receiver breaking over the middle, wide open. Ball right on the money.
Right in stride. Gain of 23 to the 15-yard line when they needed 12 on 4th and 12. First down and 10. West Muskingum could get a first down at the 5. They do not have to score just yet. Here we go. The Cisse direct snap run. Goes to the right. Comes back middle. Looking left. Looking for help. But he's going to be dropped finally by the Warriors defense. Lost 2 yards, and it seemed like it ran about half a football field.
Well, you know, the farther you go into the playoffs, of course, the better teams you face, the better personnel you face. Had he made that cut in the regular season games we covered, he probably would have been in the end zone. But these guys maintain good leverage. They have good speed up front, and he had nowhere to go.
And another loss will mean 2nd and 12 for the Tornadoes at the 17-yard line. As Cisse's getting a lot of touches early here on this opening drive. We're at 7:20 and counting first quarter.
He's taking the snap.
Man in motion. Cisse ignores him, takes off with it, and scoots to the right side for maybe a yard with the progress, if that. And it will be 3rd and long again for the Tornadoes in succession series.
Well, you know, I was going to say what Rashid should do is just hit the hole and go. Well, he hit the hole, but he didn't go. He didn't go anywhere. So he's tried to fake him out, and they've caught him. He's tried to blast up through there, and they were there waiting on him. So this looks like a throwing situation to me, Hank. Look at that big tight end coming out.
It certainly does if you have 4 receivers, including the tight end to the left. Now man in motion, you got 3 receivers to the left side. Looking to pass Anton, down he goes as he will be sacked. Back at the 21-yard line, so 4th down and long looms again. You're looking at a 38-yard field goal or so, or you're going to go for it again, needing double-figure yards.
Tackled by Ernest Pierce, senior, captain on this football team. Nice play, number 5.
Ball placed on the 21.
They need 16 on 4th down to the Nados. Got to pick up the first down at the 5.
And
Offense stays on there.
And I want to thank Mrs. Cox for the program she hand-wrote for us, the mother of Cello Cox.
In motion, a receiver looking to pass Anton left side, and it's incomplete, nearly intercepted by the Warriors at about the 8. Didn't matter either way. West End was going to turn the ball over on downs.
Chavez Watkins read that from his linebacker spot, dropped into the hook zone, and knocked that thing down. Nice job. That's good coaching, because that's exactly where West has made a living at this year in the passing game.
So Harvest Prep does the job defensively, buckling down, holding West End from getting points. Tornadoes took nearly half this quarter. Actually did take over half the quarter at 5:48. You see in the bottom of your screen as now the Warriors get the ball for the first time tonight. West End goes down the field but comes up empty as we have an injured player down on the field for Harvest Prep.
Well, it was an impressive drive, except for that series of 4 downs where they didn't pick up an inch.
You know, we have other playoff action going on tonight. You know, we had 8 teams locally, you could say, around the MVL, and adding Rosecrans into the mix. 3 remain. 5 were knocked out last week.
Miller was even in the playoffs this year.
Miller was in as well. But you look what happened in results. You have Sheridan and Tri-Valley and West Muskingum, the 3 local MVL teams remaining. We're obviously doing West End here tonight. Sheridan at home against County Academy. That's in Division III Region 11. Also Division III Region 11. Tri-Valley on the road at Granville. And we'll get you updates as we get them throughout the night.
That's number 27 come off the field on his own power, but I do not have a name for that number.
In fact, we have an update. Tri-Valley has scored first on a Jaden Wallace touchdown. 7-0 Scotties at the Blue Aces of Granville in the early lead for Tri-Valley. Back to action here. Our game, Harvest Prep the 4 seed, West Muskingum the 5 seed here in Division 5 Region 19. As Prep has their first offensive play and shotgun with a pitch to the right, looking for blockers, got an alleyway, big hole, 35-40, 45-50. West End trying to chase the ball carry, and they do, out of bounds, but deep into West End territory near the 35.
Lenny Wicks, number 25 for Harvest Prep.
Lenny Wicks has 431 yards and 4 touchdowns coming in to lead the stable of offensive weapons for this Warrior team.
Well, it's interesting. Harvest Prep came out in a tight formation. They had a tight slot to the play side, and they went outside. They drew that defense in with their formation and then went outside with their speed. Great call.
And so first play is fireworks for the Warriors as they go down the field for 45 yards on the run. 45 yards. Here's flags and a run. It goes for about 5 almost on this carry, but check it on the field with markers.
Well, it looks like there's preliminary calls holding. It was an inside counter that I used to see in my nightmares from playing Newark Catholic. Holding on Harvest Prep's going to take it back.
Penalties and turnovers, as always, could play key factors in games, especially at this level in the playoffs. And there you see a penalty that backtracks the Warriors' momentum.
Well, this gives the Tornado defense, I mean, it's a 1st and 20. You couldn't ask for a better situation than this.
Out of the shotgun is Pierce, Ernest Pierce, the quarterback. They'll use 2 different quarterbacks here tonight, well, the Warriors, and they'll run on this one for a few to the 41, gain of 3.
One quarterback is their passer. The other quarterback is their runner. So we'll see.
Ernest, I mentioned, Ernest Pierce goes by EJ. EJ Pierce is thrown for 600 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's also ran for 6 scores. The other quarterback we're talking about, we'll see some action, is Desmond Porter. He's also thrown 6 touchdowns and ran for 7, both multi-dimensional. Again, they will split time. Here is a fake and a keep by Pierce, and Pierce gets up to about the 38-yard line. 3 more yards. So you're looking at 3rd and long now for the Warriors as the Tornadoes try to get a stop.
Nice play that time by Mike Farley, number 77 for the Tornadoes. One of those down linemen.
Passing situation, one would think. Got to get to the West End 24-yard line. Need about 14 on 3rd down right here.
Oh, buddy, this is where your defensive secondary earns their spurs.
Let's see if Prep goes to the air.
They're going to run it.
Back to Wicks on the ground to the right. And the short side of the field, he will be well short of the 1st down. The Tornadoes there to greet him. Carter Winland leading the charge over there on that side with the tackle.
Interesting call, Hank. That tells me that Coach Milan Smith says there's no doubt we're going for it.
5 yards when they needed 14, 4th and 9. And you're right, they're obviously going to stay on the field with that offense and go for it. They decided you need 14 in 2 plays. They get part of it there. They will spread the field now with 4 receivers and Wicks alone back in the backfield with Pierce. Looking to pass immediately, looking right, middle of the field.
Oh my!
Weston fell asleep, and that's a catch by Wicks as Wicks gets inside the 20 near the 16 as they pick up a crucial 4th down and 9 conversion.
You know, we used to call that a little circle route. He just came out of the backfield and just did a little circle into the secondary, and no one was home. Great call.
The pickup goes for 17 yards on that pass completion, the first completion tonight for Pierce.
That's some pretty good poise, Hank, from the coaching staff and the players. I mean, they didn't panic on 1st and 20. They ran the ball 3 times, didn't throw it until 4th down. And they get the 1st down.
And now they're in the red zone. Deepest penetration of the night by either team.
Here's that formation they used on the first play of the game where they ran outside. See what they do this time.
Tornadoes had gotten to the 15 and got stalled out and failed out on downs. What happened with Harvest Prep's opportunity doing so inside the 15? They go to the 13. 3 yards on 1st down. 2nd and 7 looms.
First man couldn't bring him down. Second man did was Mike Farley again.
Well, I mentioned West Muskingum's offense, 42 points in a row, 6 straight games. They averaged 38.3. This other team here in Harvest Prep averages 38.1. Very identical offensively. And on the tail of the tape, both these teams can score some points.
Well,
no doubt about it.
Young man's in the game that I've been waiting to see. Cello Cox, number 4. He's in there at the running back.
He'll be to the left of the quarterback, Pierce out of the gun. Pierce going to look to pass left. He's wide open. Oh, but he had to go down to his knees to make the catch. That could have been 6 for the Warriors.
Easily could have been 6.
And number 6 makes that catch over there, and really for no gain.
Well, Hank, Harvest Prep, I think, has thrown the ball twice, and that's it. But both times they've thrown it, the intended receiver's wide open. There were some coverage issues for West End here.
That's Elijah Brown on that catch. 3rd down and long, and looking to run, and going nowhere, losing yards on the play. Loss of 1, back to the 14.
Well, thank goodness for yellow numbers. I can't tell who in the world made first contact, but the first guy on the play blew that play up. He didn't bring the 5 down, but I tell you what, he absolutely stuffed that play and held on long enough for his teammates to catch up.
Ball placed at the 14, 4th and 8 coming up.
for the Warriors, and they're going to go for it again. They just converted a 4th down and 9 moments ago. We're late stages first quarter, minute 37 and rolling on the clock. Here's a option pitch to the right. It's caught and inside the 10 near that first down. Had to get to the 6, and I think he's got it at the 5.
And we have a flag down.
And that could be a huge situation for the Warriors if they get penalized on this. Tornadoes eagerly await the call. So it's either 1st and goal or it's a redo on 4th down.
Well, the Harvest Prep kids are walking the wrong direction. It must not be happy news for them.
We will get that indication. You're right. Backtracking they are.
Because I think that was enough for a 1st down.
As the run by Cox, they needed 8. He got 9 to the 5, would have been enough. And Cello, the senior back who scored last year, second leading rusher on this team coming in, they get called for a hold. Negating that 1st down run, a big one.
Well, the play didn't count, but it was still an impressive run by Cello Cox. I mean, he just burst through that hole in that option pitch and had the 1st down.
And it doesn't mean you're out of the woods yet, because here comes that offense still for another 4th down play.
Yeah, Cello didn't leave town. He's still in the backfield.
They'll move it back, spot foul to the 20. They need 14, passing towards the end zone, picked off. Or
No,
it's incomplete. Better off not catching that one potentially anyway for an interception, as West Muskingum now holds Harvest Prep in the red zone from scoring points.
nearly the same place on the field.
So both teams threatened, both teams turned away. What a start to this one in the first quarter here at Jack Johnson Field.
Oh, man. Yes. You know, I really expected to see, I don't know, 50 or 60 kids on Harvest Prep's team, but there's not very many kids on this team. I mean, it's, I'm sure, and I talked to a couple of their fans. They've had some serious injuries, had some kids out for the year. They're a little thin right now in the depth category. I see an awful lot of their players going both ways.
And so 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes at their own 20. Second time with the football here, late stages first quarter. And it's a run inside and stacked up, getting forward penetration for about a handful to the 25. As the Tornadoes will go back to the ground game, final minute of the quarter coming. Last year, Harvest Prep jumped out early to a 14-0 lead. West Muskingum threatened, got it down to a 10-point game in the third quarter before succumbing by 31 points. Total different start here tonight. Both teams looking for scores.
It looks to me like in this first quarter, both teams have kind of recognized they're both in for a game. It's going to be a tough game.
Baxter split in the backfield. Anton hands it off and running and getting past the 30, the 1st down marker to the 31 for 6 are the Nados and moving the chains.
Winland, you know, just when you think you got to watch Cisse on every play, or you got to watch Anton, hand the ball to Winland, see what happens.
And good things do happen when
Yes,
they
they
have
do.
that duo. As we take a sip up here, it's getting a little chillier out tonight as darkness has already set in. When we kick things off, we've got some hot chocolate up here. We got some flags flying on the field. Stopping action with 21 seconds on the clock, actually 22 seconds showing.
Gonna move it up 5.
So you're seeing Harvest Prep guilty of quite a few penalties here at the outset of this game. If there is some boogaboos with this Warrior team and Miley Smith, it would be penalties and turnovers. They put the ball on the ground a few times last week against New Lexington, but still won handily 55-8 with a strong second half, 35 unanswered points. And they're going to let the
That's
clock
a quarter.
run out. Yep, West Muskingum will let that first quarter clock run out before running a play. We have 12 minutes in the books here in Canal Winchester at Harvest Prep High School. Jack Johnson Field in Division 5 Region 19 playoff football action. It's scoreless when we come back for quarter 2.
Friday Night Lights are back. So is the Community Band. Our local teams have conditioned, trained, and prepared to make this a special season. You can help by coming out to support your favorite team and being a part of the Friday night experience. The Community Bank is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the MVL Football High School Game of the Week. Community Bank, making more possible. Choose local.
Anytime works for us.
All righty. I want to thank.
And we welcome you back. Start of the second quarter. The Community Bank. Now's the perfect time to join the Go Local movement by banking locally with the Community Bank. As you are immersed on South 60 Films, the MVL Game of the Week presented by Community Bank with Doug Clifford and Hank Kaufman. 0-0 like we started between these two, and the Tornadoes and the Warriors. West End and Harvest Prep going toe-to-toe.
Well, you know, I like defense. So I think the game's really exciting. For all you folks that like a lot of offense, well, too bad. Right now it's all defense.
We'll see if the offense can catch up with things as West End has it again to start the quarter. With a 1st and 5 after a penalty ended the first quarter, and West Muskingum continues to go backwards, having problems with that team speed of the Warriors.
Well, Cisse hadn't been able to get loose yet. I think his best run was his first. He gained about 8 or 9, maybe 10 yards. After that, he has been bottled up.
You're right. It was Cisse's first run play back in the first quarter early on. An 8-yard run has been his best, and the Tornadoes, that's probably their best positive play so far early on in this night. 30 seconds elapsed, second quarter, second down, and call it 7.
Tackle by Elijah Lambert. Excuse me, Hank, didn't mean to interrupt you.
In motion, left to right. Anton looking to pass, looking for a wide receiver screen. He's got blockers in front. Unfortunately, there was Warriors too close to tackle him before he could take off.
Well, you know, we've harped on the speed factor, but that's what speed is. It's not just your tailback. It's not just a quarterback. It's your secondary, it's your linebackers, it's your defensive ends, and these guys have it. And they ran him down. That should have been a big play. Regular season game, that's probably a 20 or 30-yard play. Tonight it was good for about 3, maybe a little more than that. Third down.
Gain of 3. It was to the 35. Needs 6 to the Tornadoes. It's a screen to Cisse. Catches it, and he's just lucky to get back to the original line of scrimmage where the play started at the 35. No gain.
Boy, that's a big-time play on the outside. I think that was number 60 that made that play for Harvest Prep. Yes, it's the Lambert kid again. Nice play, Elijah.
Definitely makes your eyesight work up here where we're at tonight, Doug. You got, manuscript rosters to work with. We're up top of the press box.
Well,
a little dim.
Cello Cox's mother did that for us. I guess the numbers change every week on a lot of kids. Look out. That's going to be a pickup.
West End put it on the ground, trying to punt this one away, and your first big turnover happens here.
Hank, I think he just dropped the ball.
He didn't get a good handle on things, and Harvest Prep there to just pounce on it at the 19-yard line. They're back in the red zone and back in business.
Oh, wow. Let's see this. What happens here?
One more look as we were gabbing away there for a moment when this took place.
Oh, it was a little bit low, but it was, it could easily have been fielded, caught, put it away.
So a huge break, huge turn of events for Harvest Prep and the Warriors as they get the ball there. The Tornadoes couldn't punt that one downfield.
If I'm the defensive coach, I want Harvest Prep to start somewhere behind the R in the end zone. I don't want them to start inside my 20. I mean, with the weapons they have, if they can go penalty-free here, the Tornadoes have quite a challenge on their hands.
Here's E.J. Pierce back out of quarterback, pitching over to Wicks right side. Patience there as he was able to get about a yard only to the 18-yard line. Looked a little bit more impressive than that, but a lot of moving right and left for Wicks. Tornadoes were there.
No doubt about it. The man outside, our contemporaries on Saturday and Sunday call it setting the edge. And back in the day we called it contained. But anyway, the West Muskingum defender was out there, set the edge, turned that play back in, and his teammates had great leverage to stop that for no gain.
2nd and 10, they'll call it. Fake. Pierce keeps the QB, found a hole, a big one. First down run, he could have a touchdown. He is in. He crosses over the line for 6. Their first points of the night. E.J. Pierce from 19 yards out on a run.
They faked the ball to number 25, going to the right, got the linebacker's attention. When 5 hit that hole, there was no stopping E.J. Pierce. He was through there.
So after a scoreless first quarter, we now have points early in the second. 3 minutes nearly gone by at 9:02 left until halftime.
You know, those are the kind of mistakes that just absolutely drive coaches crazy. You're playing a team even. The team that knocked you out of the playoffs last year, they have a great record. You're playing them even, and then you have a turnover inside your 20. Oh, that's a fake.
And they are going to be stopped short on the fake, so it remains 6-0. So a little trickeration.
Yes, it was.
In the special teams kicking game.
The guy lined up at the right wing, came inside, took the pitch from the placeholder. West Muskingum's defense was there to stop it. Keeps it a 6-point game.
Take another look at things. Tornadoes not fooled at all. Fortunately, they were ready for it.
9 minutes, 2 seconds left.
So remaining 6-0.
Well, you know, I'm not sure what Coach Brownring is telling the guys, but I'm sure he might say something like, guys, we can avoid that bad play if we just keep getting first downs. We won't have to punt the ball again. What a shame they have a mistake in the punting game. But, you know, the kicking game is such a huge part of every Friday night football game I've ever been involved in. You just never know when the kicking game is going to jump up and win the game for you or lose the game for you. So that was definitely a mistake by the Tornadoes, and the Warriors took advantage of it. Took them 2 plays.
19-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, E.J. Pierce, after West Muskingum couldn't get the punt off. You just saw moments ago. So Warriors take the lead first. They did last year, had the lead, and never looked back in beating West M. Here's a short kick. It's a low squibber, and it's going to be fielded without a return at the 37-yard line on one knee.
Well, it looks to me like if Harvest Prep has a weakness, they don't have somebody with a big leg to kick the ball down the field, so they do the next best thing. Either kick a bloop like they did on the opening kickoff or kick something along the ground. And if you make a mistake on one of those things, you find yourself on defense.
That was the 7th rushing touchdown of the year for E.J. Pierce when he ran that one in. And now we'll see the Tornadoes come back out on offense quickly as they look to make amends.
Even more importantly, your lovely wife Judy brought us some hot chocolate, kept us alive.
Absolutely. Wonderful. We much appreciate that. As we try to get through this one with you as well, it's a fake. And down goes the quarterback for West M.
Well,
Anton met his match and loses yards.
E.J. Pierce scored a touchdown, and that was the deal where Anton was reading the play, whether to hand off or not, and he read the wrong page, and Pierce wrote his own chapter on that one. Nice play.
So another 2-yard loss for West Muskingum, having, you know, the going tough here in this first half, getting positive plays. 2nd and 12, Anton out of the gun, 2 receivers to his right, bunch formation to the left. It's a pitch on the flip over to Cisse coming to the left. Cisse,
look out!
40, 45 and out of bounds. He hits the chain marker over there down to the ground. As Cisse had one of his most explosive plays of the night right there of 12 yards.
Boy, they really needed an explosive play. Things hadn't gone very well for the Tornadoes the last 2 or 3 minutes of this football game. And that was definitely something positive. Nice job. Nice blocking over there. Cisse finally was able to use some speed to pick up some valuable yards.
And as this game continues to move forward, at 6-0 now, Harvest Prep, West Muskingum trying to get the tying score or potential lead with an extra point if they were to get so. We'll get you a Tri-Valley update in just a moment. Here's a run, as Winland will go left side of the line for a few to the 47. Tri-Valley at Granville, up 14-3 are the Scotties now. Jaden Wallace, star running back for them, has scored again from 18 yards out for the Dogs.
Well, that was a short gain. Winland looks like he picked up 2 yards, but a 2-yard gain on first down is a whole lot better than a 3-yard loss. So, you know, the Tornadoes are pushing it forward here. See what they can pick up here on second down. They're using their power formation again, those 2 inside wings.
And it's going to be a fake pass. The Cisse looked to chuck it with the left hand. Instead, somehow finds a way to get back to the original line of scrimmage, the 47. And only how Cisse can do so. It looked like a loss.
Well, you know, we've seen that play from West where they had the two wings either go straight ahead. That time they pulled back to the backside like a counter play. See, they took a counter step and tried to cut back with them. But, you know, you're on film now 11 times. And teams, you know, those things, they're not tricks at this point. And teams can make adjustments, and Harvest Prep did.
And now it's 3rd and 8. West M's got to make an adjustment to pick up a first down. Anton looking to pass after faking. He will go towards his left, and down he goes. This will go down in the books as a 2-yard loss for a sack. At the 45. Downfield coverage was there, and Anton tried to take off, and he ate it. And it will be 4th and 10 for the Natos, and a punt situation comes again.
Number 53, Ebenezer Ankrum made that play. And he was being blocked. It wasn't like he came free. He was being blocked. He came off the block and reached over the blocker's shoulders and made that sack.
All-important snap to the punter. The punter, Anton, able to get this one off. And it hits inside the 25, bounces to Wicks at the 17. Wicks left sideline, spin move, 25, 26 forward progress met, and stopped right there. As Winland has a couple words, and a late flag over on the sidelines comes in. Connor Hill was over there for West End mixing it up.
I don't think that has anything to do with Wicks. That looked like 0 for West End and 6 for Harvest Prep were having an issue, and I don't know which one got the flag.
6 is Elijah Brown. Just mentioned Connor Hill, his name a moment ago. He wears 0. Let's check it down on the field with the zebra stripes. Working hard here on this cold early November night.
Well, we know that if Wicks gets a punt on the sideline, he's not going to step out of bounds.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, West M. As Harvest Prep will get the football at the 30-yard line. So you had offsetting penalties right there. Is exactly what happened over on the sidelines between the two teams. And now here come the Warriors with a 6-0 lead. Halfway through our second quarter, 6:03 left to go. You are immersed in South 60 Films, the new home for MVL football, streaming games live each and every week. As here come the Warriors with an explosive play out past the 35 to the 38, near the 39.
Pierce is in the backfield by himself that time at quarterback. Number 6, Elijah Bryant, came from a slot position, took like a forward pitch from the quarterback, picked up about 9 yards.
And
nice play.
It was, and now it will be 2nd and short for the Warriors. They try to add to their lead here. Tornadoes desperate to keep it a 1-score game, get the football back. Spreading the field, 4 receivers, 3 to the right. 1 lone back is Cello Cox.
4-point student, Cello.
Very smart athlete, will get the carry, going left side of the line, in between the tackle and the guard, and able to crest the 40 to the 41, near the 42. More importantly, it'll move the chains.
Yep.
Wasn't much on it for Cox, didn't need much. They'll pick up close to 4 yards. All said and done, a place at the 42-yard line. These two defenses, we talked about their offenses. West Muskingum had pitched 3 shutouts in weeks 5, 6, and 7 this year. 3 straight weeks. They give up about 17 a game. Union Local did knock them for 26 last week in the West End victory. Meanwhile, Harvest Prep's defense, very stout. We're seeing at the outset, give up 12 a game. Here's an option play to the right, and it's a pitch over there to Cox, and Cox hurdles one guy at the 50 and gets a first down run over to the West End 45.
Hank, that's about as long as I've ever seen a ball kept by the quarterback on an option like that. I mean, they were almost to the sideline before he pitched the football. And we see this on a replay. We can get a chance to see it. I mean, he was all the way. Look, are they to the hash yet? He's at the hash, past the hash. Cello took that on the numbers. Whoa, what a catch.
13 yards by Cello Cox on last run. And how about that catch right there as you saw it? And turning up forward for near another first down are the Warriors to the 36.
Senior Chris Brown, number 11, picked that thing out of the air, and he's still down.
This Chris Brown out on the football field here for Prep. 573 receiving yards, leads the team, and 7 touchdowns receiving to go with it. Makes his first snare tonight.
He's coming off the field a little gimpy. Putting him on the table to check him out right now.
Goes for 9 yards, so it'll set up a 2nd down and 1. How did these two teams obviously get here?
After watching this Harvest Prep defense, I really don't think West End wants to go down more than one score.
Prep took out New Lexington handily last week. West End beat Union Local. Here they are tonight. We'll go through the rest of the bracket eventually through this contest. Here we go. 2nd and 1. Pressure comes, and it's off the fingertips and intercepted by the Tornadoes at the 16 or 17-yard line or so. So a huge turnover as Harvest Prep was threatening down the field.
Tevin Bennett. The ball was tipped and went through the hands of the receiver. He was in the exact right spot. That receiver was open.
So Pierce looking to pass this one down the field, and there it is off the mitts. Pass a bit high, intercepted out at the 18-yard line. They'll place it.
Great job by Bennett that time. Finished that catch. He didn't land on his stomach, where there might have been some, doubts whether he caught it or not. He caught that thing and spun in the air, rolled to the ground on his back. The ball safely secured for the interception. Excellent Oski.
And so the Tornadoes get the ball back, preventing points. As the Warriors were threatening, just under 4 minutes left to go until the break. Looking to pass left side after the man in motion, and the catch was nearly made for a moment and then knocked free. Incomplete, they say, with a hit. And what a hit that was.
Oh, baby. Yeah. His kiddies may remember that hit for a long time.
You like defense, Doug. You saw it right there. That's how you get it done. Textbook.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Perfectly timed. No interference at all. The ball hit the receiver. The defender hit him, and the ball came out. That's great defense.
Stops the clock. 3 minutes and 43 seconds technically left to go until halftime. Well, now they'll readjust the clock. 3:46.
West wants to, another one to move the ball. They want to get points, but they really need to avoid mistakes at this point.
4 receivers.
Good call.
Twin receivers stacked on each side, spreading the field for Carter Winland to run up the middle. And Winland able to get about 3 to the 21, and that's it. So
I think I saw probably the best block of the night. Colin Thornton. I mean, that's Pancake City. He showed number 27 what it's like to land on your back. Nice block, Colin. It didn't really help the play a whole lot, but number 27 wasn't in on it.
Well, the Tornadoes used that physicality last week.
You bet.
To run down Union Local's throats. Trying to do it here, but it's 3rd down and long. Passing situation.
Here comes
looking
a
to
rush.
Pass. Anton caught downfield. First down, Tornadoes at the 35-yard line of Prep.
Boy, the Tornado receivers, they're a gutsy bunch. I mean, as soon as he caught that ball and secured it, he just got nailed right in the midsection, hung on. Great job, great concentration.
That was Bennett on the catch, Doug, for 14.
Oh, wow. Came up with the interception and made the catch for the first down. 2:45 in the running. See if West can generate some points here.
So some big plays by Bennett here on the last few on defense and now offense. And looking to pass again. Anton left sideline. Sails incomplete.
Yeah.
Double flags come flying in because you're impeding Cisse's progress downfield.
No doubt that's going to be pass interference or defensive holding, one of the two. Take your pick. They're both going to be a first down, I believe.
We have an injured Tornado back near the line of scrimmage. Looks to be maybe a lineman inside the 30. We'll take a look at that momentarily. But Cisse trying to get him on track and trying to throw him the football that time, drew the marker. So lots of things happening here in the waning moments of your first half of a defensive battle. 6-0
no
on
doubt
the board.
about it. It's not going to be a defensive holding. It's going to be, what was it?
Hold on, Harvest Prep. That was on the pass play downfield, they call.
Well, they had
First down.
Cisse looked like he was wearing that guy for a jersey. The guy was all over him.
And so with the penalty, that'll move it to the 45. Here comes West Muskingum threatening late in the half to tie or take the lead. It's a run play on first down. And 2 guys take him down low into the air in Winland, short of midfield. Good gain of about 3 for Carter. 2nd and 7.
Am I reading 1 timeout, 2 timeouts, 2 for West End?
2 for West End, that is correct, and 1 for Harvest Prep.
Clock's going to hit the 2-minute mark when this ball snapped.
4 receivers, 2 each direction. Man in motion now, left to right. As Anton gets it out of the shotgun.
Man.
Looking to pass, running to his right, fires downfield as he sets his feet in traffic and nearly intercepted with a one hand by Chris Brown.
Chris Brown. Woo. Yeah, it was close. He may have had to change his name to Odell if it had come down with that thing.
No doubt, that was almost an OBJ moment.
Man.
Incomplete, and West Muskingum will live to play on for another play.
You know, I think Anton had some running room, and he was close to the sideline. He may have been able to, scoot down there, pick up a first down, and get out of bounds with that thing, but he just underthrew the ball.
He liked to go for the home run ball, and you're right. He had some daylight but didn't use it. 3rd down and 7.
Well, look at these guys coming on his pass rush. Man, they look like,
Five receivers. Here's that rush, and Anton had no chance whatsoever. A buzzsaw there to greet him.
Chavez Watkins. Coach Milan Smith told me that they take great pride in their defense. And, yeah, I bet they do. That's what that goose egg on the scoreboard is.
West Muskingum went 5 receivers that time, no backs in the backfield, so he had no protection from a running back to help with blocking if that would happen.
Boy, there's 2 schools of thought as to what to do on defense with that. You put everybody in the secondary and try to cover those guys as long as you can, or rush more guys than they can block.
It worked.
And
yep.
yeah,
it worked.
Especially if you come from the outside with a speed rusher, those tackles have no chance.
And the loss on the play with the sack puts the Tornadoes back at their own 36-yard line. So it'll be 4th and 19 for them with 1:03 left to go in our first half. Tornadoes are going to obviously have to punt this one away.
I hope so.
Warriors will have one last crack at things before the break, you would think. And, the Tornadoes had one punt that went awry where they couldn't even get it off, so they got to handle it cleanly, obviously.
Well, even on the second punt, the punter was so intimidated the West End punter was so intimidated by the rush. I mean, he really rushed his kick and kicked the line drive down the field. Had that been right to, is that Wicks? It's deep. Had it been right to number 25 Wicks, he looked like he came out of a cannon, but the ball was toward the sideline, and he got to it late. But if they're going to punt, they have to protect their punter, and then they have to rely on their defense, to play defense for a minute.
Tri-Valley now up 14-11 on Granville as the Blue Aces get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, closing that game. No score update as of yet from Sheridan. We'll try to get you on there at home tonight. Here we go, 4th down punt.
Man.
It's kind of a side of the foot kick, which takes a sideways bounce at the 40 of the Warriors, and that's where Harvest Prep will take over. Decent field position. Time is an issue, though. 57 seconds left and only 1 timeout. But Harvest Prep's defense did the job to get the ball back. West End will have to do the same and shut them down and keep it a 6-point game.
Well, the Harvest Prep punt return team is intimidating the West End punter right now. I mean, he rushed his punt that time. We've seen him punt all season. He does a much better job than that. But he knows those guys are coming on the rush. He has no time, and they weren't coming as hard that time. But if you're the punter, you can't watch the rush. You just got to get the ball. Oh, look at this.
Yeah. Pierce fakes one way with the handoff and gives it the other way as Wicks gets it in the end, but only for 2 to the 43. Good containment. There's that word contain that you like.
Timeout, Warriors.
So they will burn their last timeout.
They tried to sneak a big play in, a little misdirection on a running play, see if they get a big gain on first down. Tornadoes are having none of it. Nice job by their defense.
Will be 2nd down and 8 after the timeout.
Well, 2 really good teams, Hank. I mean, this is about as much fun as you can have as an announcer. Watch 2 good teams. Coaches playing a little chess match with each other. The only score in this game was a mistake on a special team. Wow.
And so it remains 6-0 as both teams come out from the timeout. Obviously, these 2 teams, one of them is going to move on to play either Ironton or Heath in the top part of our bracket here in Division 5 Region 19. A lot of good teams in here, including your Portsmouth Trojans down in the bottom part.
Are.
Here we go, passing downfield, caught by Chris Brown for a first down at the West End 49 after the timeout. They pick up 9, little hurry-up offense here as they can set the chains to stop the clock temporarily. Now it's moving.
Great tackle by West Houston that time.
As
Oh, wait a minute here.
Warriors are going to come with a bunch.
There
Look
we
at
go.
this.
Holy cow, the chains moved. The chains are moving and the play was ran. Not very good coordination down there, boys, in the stripes. Come on.
And the Warriors here.
Coach Milan Smith is upset, and he should be. The chains were moving where the play was going. It looked like they had a third down marked at the end of the chains, and then before, just as the ball was snapped, the chains moved. Oh, for Pete's sake.
Absolute confusion, to say the least. And yes, to the chagrin of Milan Smith, 10th-year head man of the Warriors of Harvest Prep. As they snuck forward for a couple yards, it'll be 2nd and 8. Clock stopped here with 21 seconds left to go until halftime. As the Warriors try to add to the lead, Tornadoes try to turn them away. Started mentioning other teams in this bracket. Mention your Portsmouth boys. The Trojans got it done on an upset last week. Hey, they're the 15 seed out of 16 teams in this region. They win 50-38 last week to move on to take on Wheelersburg. Wheelersburg is always a tough team.
Arch rival.
And Wheelersburg is a team that seems to play Harvest Prep year in and year out now. The last few years they have met each other, and including it was a victory this year over Wheelersburg for Harvest Prep. Middle of the season. Barnesville's the top seed, undefeated, 11-0. They're rolling on to take on Columbus Academy as they're down to the Elite 8 in this division and region.
21 seconds. The chains are stationary.
As we wind down this first half, 4 receivers to each side. Here's Pierce rolling right, looking to pass, fires on the run, got a man coming back to it, caught at the 40.
You bet. Tackled in the field of play. Clock's going to run.
That's your biggest
They're
enemy.
They're going to have to hurry to get a playoff here. We're under 10 seconds. This looks like organized. Yeah, nice job.
Tyler Bass on the catch, number 88 for Prep. As they spike her down, and 4th down here.
E.J. Pierce spiked the ball, killed the clock. 4 seconds to go. They should have one play.
So your final play here, expect a Hail Mary, one would assume. A pass will be attempted by the Warriors that direction to try to go up by 2 scores. That we're going to bring out 2 receivers to the left. Bass, who caught it on the right, will be joined over there.
Well, this is when it's what the chains are.
Chain gang having some issues in this first half.
The first down
in the foreground on our screen.
I thought he was a yard and a half short.
So they're calling it 1st down and 10. At the 39, they'll set the chains.
I thought he was tackled well short of the 1st down marker.
Well, at this point, while they try to get it together, down it is.
That's not very coordinated effort between the referees and the chain crew. I can tell you that, Hank. I'd be irate.
Regardless,
either sideline.
39-yard line, last play, 4 seconds, first half, chucking, and it could be intercepted, but it's knocked down by Anton at the 5 before it can get to Chris Brown's hands. And that's how your first half comes to an end here at Jack Johnson Field with the Harvest Prep Warriors home team up on the scoreboard. That's incorrect on the bottom of your screen. It's 6-0 Warriors leading your MVL South Small Division School champions, West Muskingum Tornadoes. As Doug, we've had quite the first half, but you thought the numbers would be popping on the screen point-wise. We're not getting that. It's a defensive slugfest.
Yes, it is. And you know, when I saw the Harvest Prep team come to the field from the locker room, Hank, they came, clear across the parking lot, across this field. I have no idea where they're going to go for halftime. I don't see a building. I don't see a locker room. Are they headed clear across there?
I think they're heading back the same way. It's a long journey for them.
I'm telling you.
But they are used to it.
Water break to get to halftime.
We're going to step aside and get a hot chocolate break ourselves. Again, I want to thank my wife Judy for that one.
Yes.
Obviously, she's helping us out up here, and others around the area here too. 6-0 your score.
There we go.
Harvest Prep over West End at the break. We'll come back with a first half analysis and highlights, if you will, as the Tornadoes try to get revenge and move on to next week.
Friday Night Lights are back. So is the community band. Our local teams have conditioned, trained, and prepared to make this a special season. You can help by coming out to support your favorite team and being a part of the Friday night experience. The Community Bank is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the MVL Football High School Game of the Week. Community Bank, making more possible. Choose local. Friday Night Lights are back. So is the community band. Our local teams have conditioned, trained, and prepared to make this a special season. You can help by coming out to support your favorite team and being a part of the Friday night experience. The Community Bank is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the MVL Football High School Game of the Week. The Community Bank, making more possible. Choose local.
Back here at Jack Johnson Field, Canal Winchester, Harvest Prep High School. Hank Alpin, Doug Clifford. It's a football Friday night playoff action here. 6-0 to score. Harvest Prep leading West Muskingum. Low-scoring defensive battle here tonight.
Two good teams faced off against each other. They played last year. They know each other pretty well, so yeah, it's a defensive battle.
You take a look at the highlights, what few we do have from the first half. Your lone score happens right here, a 19-yard touchdown run by quarterback E.J. Pierce with 9:02 left to go until the half for the Warriors.
Came after a drop, punt, snap, and 2 plays for a touchdown.
Yeah, they cashed in, but they would not cash in here on the 2-point conversion. It turned out to be an attempt for the Warriors, and the score remains 6-0.
That could be huge here in the second half.
Here's a highlight for West Muskingum's defenses. Harvest Prep is looking to add to their lead late. Pierce will be intercepted here by Bennett inside the 20 of the Tornadoes.
Ball went through the hands of the receiver. Bennett was right on the spot.
And that's your halftime highlights right here on Route 60 Films. MVL playoff football action presented by the Community Bank. West Muskingum will kick this ball off to start this third quarter, Doug, so it's imperative for sure for West Muskingum's defense to set the tone.
Yes, I mean, this is I'm sure that Coach Milan Smith told his team, this is why we win the toss and defer. We have a lead and we have the ball first. We can turn this into a 2-score game instead of a slim 6-point lead that can go away in one play and with an extra point be behind. So this is a big series for both teams.
Other scores you'll see flash up on the screen throughout the second half. The rest of this one, we have 21-11 Tri-Valley at Granville as the Scotties are winning. Generals in charge, 28-0 Sheridan.
Hit the ground.
Over Gallia Academy, and wow, and dangerously the Warriors able to get possession of the football to start the half off that kick. At about the 30. So
I think that was number 10, Sean Ruffin, that went back and got that ball. Nobody that was deep came up to get it. He had to go backwards to get that ball, and he just barely outraced a Tornado.
First and 10.
So I mentioned a couple other scores of MBL teams in the lead in action as well tonight as West Muskingum looks to come back here in the second half, get revenge from a loss 47-16 a year ago to these Warriors of Harvest Prep, which ended their 2022 season. The winner of this game gets Ironton or Heath. Ironton was up 14-0 in that one. Here's a run play on first down for the Warriors. Nothing cooking at the 30, no gain.
There's number 10, Sean Ruffin, or number 40 maybe. Might have been number 40 took that. No, I can't really tell. I think it was number 40, yeah. Desmond Porter. That's the first time we've seen him take a snap.
And Porter listed with an odd number for a quarterback. He is their second quarterback that'll see action here tonight, and he's getting a crack at it here to start the half as he'll pick up 2 yards up to about the 32. Porter has 6 passing touchdowns, 7 rushing touchdowns, multi-dimensional, and so far unable to get on track against the Tornado defense.
He's a pretty big kid, Hank. We don't have sizes in this homemade program, courtesy of Mrs. Cox, but man, he's a big guy.
3rd down and 8. This is a pitch to Wicks. Huge play for the West MDs. They come up with a stop on 3rd down, forcing a 4th down decision. It will be 4th and short. You're in your own territory, but stranger things have happened in playoff football.
Well, we'll see. I don't see a lot of substitutions. There's only one guy has come out.
Needing about a yard or a yard and a half. Got to get to about the 40. This is just hugging the 39. And it's a keep out of the gun on. It's a first down easily by Porter. Still on his feet. He's chugging 50, 40, West End 30. He could go all the way. 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Harvest Prep Warriors as they have now gone up 12-0.
I mean, you go for it on 4th and 1. You run your quarterback right in the middle. and you go almost 60 yards for a touchdown.
It'll go in the books officially 61 yards here on South 60 Films, unfortunately, as West Muskingum falls down 2 scores. How did he get through that?
He started off over left tackle, cut it across against the green. I saw 2 linebackers on the inside, and they both blitzed through a gap, and they just got caught up in the mess. When you blitz, if you make the play, it's great. If you don't make the play, that means there's nobody there to pursue for the tackle, and that's what happened to the Tornado defense.
And they will
go for 2 here.
Yeah, they like to go for 2 through the air with a pass, and it's knocked down looking for Chris Brown, a triple team of defenders there to knock it down and be in the area.
Yeah, Ernest Pierce, the quarterback, tried to force it in. We just had a flag.
10:22 left to go here in the third quarter. Early moments of the second half, and as you mentioned, it appears to be a flag.
The only guy close to the penalty was number 11. I mean, he's the last guy to come out of the end zone, and the flag went up in the air, and I think they called something on him. I think this is a verbal mistake. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
On the Warriors. 2-point try, no good, so 2 failed 2-point attempts tonight by the Warriors. Keeps Harvest Prep up only 12-0. But they have started off with a bang here in this half, getting the ball first, going down the field, scoring quickly on 4th down and 1, converting for the long touchdown run.
Well, you know, it looked like the Tornadoes were going to hold him 3 plays and out. They decided to go for it on a 4th and 1, and they didn't only get a first down, they scored a touchdown. Unsportsmanlike. See what's going to happen here. Yeah, kicker, you're teeing it up in the wrong spot, buddy.
So they'll march this one back with the penalty.
You know, if this guy kicks, it's number 9, Matthew Sanders. If Sanders kicks off like he has the 2 previous times, this ball's not going to go past midfield.
So let's see what West Muskingum can do. Now down 12-0. They'll take the 15-yard penalty yards for sure and hope to get a good run back, if not all the way. Last year, Rashad Cisse had a 63-yard kickoff return for a touchdown in the second quarter after a safety to help get Weston back in it.
Oh, that's a line drive kick. That's his best kick of the night.
And Cisse bobbles it around with his feet, scoops it at the 10, goes across the field, sees a couple of Warriors coming at him, and he's just in trouble and out of daylight and out of bounds.
Well, I'll tell you what. Matthew Sanders was the special team player of the night on that kick, because that caught the Tornadoes absolutely flat-footed. They're expecting a short kick, as I was too. Instead, he kicked the thing as hard as he could on a line drive, and it was a nightmare to field. And Cisse couldn't come up with it cleanly, and they're going to start the ball instead of at midfield or better. They're on the 11-yard line.
Not exactly what you would think would happen right there for Coach Brownrigg's Tornadoes for sure, and you analyzed all that as they kicked it down the field. Instead did the Warriors after the 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty on a failed 2-point conversion. So the Tornadoes backs against the wall. We saw a 99-yard touchdown drive last week. They need something here. And look out. And past the 25-30. You know who got the touch. That's Cisse.
Boy, that looked like a play from my old playbook. I formation, hand the ball to the tailback. Quarterback under center. I felt like it was, 1990 again.
Just a few years back.
They must have confused the kids from Harvest Prep too. Like, what's this? What's the quarterback doing? He's touching this guy that plays center.
Oh, how times have changed. No doubt. First down run by Cisse was a bullet there on the far side for 19 yards to the 30 when he went out. Here we go. Wendland's turn, and Wendland's drop, short gain of a yard. Back and forth, they hand it off to that dynamic duo. Does West Ham?
But number 40, Desmond Porter, smelled that out right away. Wendland took that handoff, and Porter was on his tail immediately. Put him down for a 1-yard gain. Nice play by Porter.
Porter had the 61-yard touchdown run on 4th and 1. 4-play, 70-yard quick strike drive on the ground for Prep to get this 2-score lead. Tornadoes now trying to get something going here and get on track.
Taking a long time to get set up.
5 receivers, 3 bunched to the right. Flags fly as they throw to Cisse. Wide receiver screen. He's got blockers out there, but he slips and falls. The turf monster got him after a couple. Let's check the hanky.
You know, this might be an illegal formation.
Yeah, that flag came flying out rather quick at the outset of the snap. Expect that to happen here, and that should push West End back. And it's a false start. Yep. That'll push them back, make things a little more difficult, 2nd and long.
You know, I wonder if they had 3 guys out there. 2 of them were on the line. Cisse was off the line. If the inside guy went downfield, that's a penalty. So on a pass play, on a running play, it's no big deal. But anyway, it's 2nd and 15 now.
That'll be placed right about the 25, marked at the 26. 2nd down, call it 14. Fake pass screen, right side caught. And Cisse is going to lose it as the ball got jarred free. Put it on the turf, and the Warriors have it. We do have, is that a flag down there I see at the 27?
I think this is going to be a nightmare for the Tornadoes. I think the penalty is going to go against them.
Some more dirty laundry, and it is a hold on the Tornadoes indicated. Warriors will come up with the pigskin and keep possession. A huge turnover in the half.
Well, look at the difference in the second half now in just field position alone. It's going to be the 2nd time the Warriors are going to start with the drive at around the 20-yard line of West Muskingum. And every time the Tornadoes have gotten the ball, you know, I think their best starting spot's been the 35. And last time they started at the 11 on this drive. So the field position is definitely advantage goes to the Warriors.
Yeah, not been kind at all tonight for West End. To make matters more difficult, now you turn the football over. 23-yard line, the Warriors have it. West Muskingum territory, looking for a 3rd score here. West End needs a stop. Here's a run. Left side, goes for about a handful near the 18 before being slammed down to the turf. Here's your back, Cello Cox.
Nice tackle.
As Harvest Prep now again trying to score quickly here in this 3rd quarter. This one off of a turnover. West Muskingum being shut out, blanked. You know, the only loss of the year for the West Muskingum since this 8-game winning streak. They were shut out at Garraway, an undefeated Pirate team that got them 28-0 back in week 3. That was oh so long ago. In fact, September 1st, over 2 months ago. Right now, need defensive stops before the offense can get points back on the board. Hopefully tonight for the first time, it's going to be a fake. It's going to be keep, and the QB goes down after a short one.
It was a nice fake that time. They faked the ball to Cello Cox, and he went off tackle right, and a lot of guys went with him. But the Tornadoes defense did a nice job. Held the quarterback to a 1 or 2 yard gain. It's a nice job by the defense.
Pierce back out there, quarterback, gained that 1 yard.
Wicks back in the game too.
3rd and 5. Pitch to Wicks, you mentioned, and he's got a first down, and he got hammered hard.
Out.
Did he lose it? They're saying down on the field, however, at the 9 as Wicks got annihilated.
Well, I mean, he got slobber knocked on that one.
Take another look-see for yourself on our replay.
And he's still down. Somebody's down on the far side over there.
Right there, you felt every ounce of that hit through your body. Wicks certainly did. 7:39 to go, 3rd quarter. He's back up, walking off on his own power.
Probably asking the trainer or the coach that's with him, did you get the number of that car that ran over top of me? Man, he's got to come out.
Well,
he's got to come out, Coach. There you go.
Wicks paid the price, was getting licked.
You know, you
but a first down run.
Stop the clock for an injury. If you're the injured player, you have to come off the field for at least one play. That sends Cello Cox back in the game. Not a bad trade.
Not at all. First down goal at the 10. They put it for the Warriors. Tornadoes, can they get a stop? Nice move there inside the 5, and they cannot. The Warriors have just scored again.
Elijah Bryant came from a slot position.
So Elijah Brown now makes it 18-0 in favor of the Warriors of Harvest Prep with 7:25 left to go in our quarter. And what they did to New Lexington last week, it was a 12-point game at the half, 20-8. 35-0. They blanked our Panthers from the Muskingum Valley League, and they're out fast again.
Well, if somebody just tunes into the game right now, you're going to think that, well, 18-0, Harvest Prep has dominated this game. You know, mistakes, 2 big mistakes by the West End Tornadoes, and 2 short field opportunities for the Warriors. Their other touchdown, their second touchdown, was a 55-yard quarterback sneak on 4th and 1. Here's a 2-point conversion attempt.
So they will try again for 2. Here comes the pressure, and nearly going down, but somehow not, and throwing this one at least towards the back of the end zone for Chris Brown, was your quarterback, to avoid a sack back there in Pierce. But again, 0 for 3 on 2-pointers. But again, another score, however, and the Warriors are up 18-0.
Yep. You know, they must not have a place kicker. I mean, they haven't attempted a place kick at all. One was, they lined up for one, it was a fake. So they must not have much confidence in their kicker. But they've gone for 2 after all 3 touchdowns and haven't come close.
So the Warriors now up 18-0. They have scored 12 points already. Not even midway through this third quarter. After leading 6-0 at the half, Elijah Brown just runs it in from 10 yards out. Desmond Porter, the backup quarterback, 61-yard touchdown run on 4th and 1. The Tornadoes put the ball on the ground moments ago with Cisse, and it cost them. So
fumbles.
Yeah.
2 fumbles have cost the Tornadoes big time. Have given up 12 points as a result of 2 turnovers deep in their territory.
Here's a kick, line drive, off the hands, but then corralled by the Tornadoes at their own 36-yard line with no return. Offense will come onto the field. Can they get off the schneid and get some points right now, laying an egg?
Well, their offense has just had a few decent plays. And past that, they haven't been able to sustain any drives. Their best drive of the night, I believe, was their first one.
First and 10.
And they had a 1st and 10 at around, 11 or 12, something like that. And then 4 plays and didn't gain a foot.
Yeah, that was the Tornadoes' opening drive in the first quarter. They got it inside that 15-yard line, lost some yards on some plays, failed on downs. At the 21, it turned out, and they have been back there sniffing since. They're trying to this go-round, and they'll run forward near the 40 for about 4 on first down here.
I mean, that was that overload shift to make an unbalanced line that we've seen the Tornadoes, incorporate all season. Lineman from the left comes to the right, and there's 2 wings blocking backs over there, and they either run off tackle to that side or they run a counter back. That looked like the counter back to me.
The winner of this game against Ironton or Heath next week, the Tornadoes can make this comeback. We'll move on probably right with them at a neutral site.
Okay, the referees stopped the clock, sent number 53 out. Equipment issue maybe.
Back to action now after that. 2nd down and 6 at the 40. Looking to pass. This is Cisse with that left hand. Intercepted at the 44 of Harvest Prep. A flag comes in after the INT by Chris Brown. He's still on his feet. 30 of West End. 25 near the 20. And out of bounds there. Harvest Prep turns over West Muskingum. But let's hang on. We have penalty markers over in the Harvest Prep side of the field.
Don't move the sticks, fellas.
Was there some illegal contact down there that helped the INT?
Well, I saw a collision between the receiver and a different defensive back, not the one who picked the ball off, not Chris Brown.
Officials confer. Huge call for Coach Nate Brownrigg's club to maintain possession and try to get back into things and not turn over again. They will keep it.
Yep, looks like a little pass interference there.
That's huge. Take one more look-see, and we'll see if we see that contact downfield. As Cisse fired this one, first time he's passed tonight. I don't know.
Buddy.
Didn't see a whole lot down there. Enough, though, to warrant a flag from the back judge.
That was, I think you might have been able to call intent to have interference, but I didn't. It was, I'm sure you'd have to be right on the field to have seen that.
Tornadoes will take it.
But the Tornadoes will take it. They're not going to they're not going to look the other way.
Voids a second straight possession with a turnover, this time by the pass. So Anton will hand it off to Cisse. Said, you're not going to throw it, you run it. And Cisse's got daylight and near a first down on the far side over there.
Well, the same deal that cost the Tornadoes a touchdown on a 4th and 1 quarterback keep. Linebackers blitz. There wasn't anybody to pursue off tackle, and Cisse picked up 9 yards.
Up to the 36-yard line. Here come the Tornadoes penetrating near the midway point of quarter 3.
Tornadoes need to put points on the board right away.
Last year's game saw West End fall behind 14-0. They got back in it, down 20-9 at the half, and they were only down 10 at 26-16, middle of the third at this point last year in a 10-point game. Here they're down 18 mid-third, and down goes Windland for a loss near the 40.
Number 10.
Desmond Porter didn't go for any of the fakes. Saw Windland get the ball and tackled him for a loss.
They'll mark it to 39, a loss of 3.
You know, what a difference. 2nd and 1 for the Tornadoes, and they lose 3. 4th and 1 for the Warriors. They get a touchdown, 55 yards.
Big differences in the game on the scoreboard. 4 receivers, trips right. Anton, shotgun firing, left side, downfield toward the end zone, and it's nearly caught at that left pylon. I believe that was Cisse over there streaking. It was, and just out of his mitts.
What do you see a flag down anywhere? I see there. Yeah, there's one right there at the 45.
So way back near the line of scrimmage. Not downfield, but up here appears to be a hold on West End. It is.
I bet they decline this.
Push him back.
Nope, they're taking it.
Okay, that's good confidence to say the least of the defense for Coach Smith. To not make it a 4th down situation, make a 3rd and long. 4th and short, 3rd and long, you take your pick. And they took the penalty.
These guys on the defensive line, when they take off, they look like they're getting ready to run a 40-yard dash. They're not worried about a running play. If it's a passing situation, they're coming off that line like it's a race.
Now let's see what type of heat and pressure Anton might get here as you expect the pass.
And the defensive ends are the quarterbacks.
3rd and 14. Anton's got time protection, but it breaks down, and down he goes quickly. There's the sack again.
That was a stunt that time, Hank. Is that Pierce? He's the defensive end. He let the tackle rush to the outside first. He went underneath, a little loop stunt, and no one picked him up. He comes up with the sack. And no one should know anything more about quarterback sacks than a quarterback. There he goes. Look, unblocked. No one picked him up on the stunt.
So Pierce drops Anton back at the 43-yard line of West End, and what looks so promising is not anymore. 4th and 22, here's a punt. Anton had pressure, just got that one off his right foot. It's caught downfield at the 23.
Whoa.
Spin move, and still on his feet. Far sideline, down that sideline, still in. Don't know how. And now they're saying out of bounds before the 40-yard line. Late flag comes flying.
Flag.
Officials not afraid to throw them as this game has moved on. That's for sure. Let's check it. Meanwhile, nice set of moves by Wicks, the return man.
Whoa!
That one went sky high for good measure off your screen. Another flag.
There's going to be more than one penalty here.
Be careful, Doug. We might get one. At the rate they're coming.
Well, I've had them before.
I'm still perfect. I haven't.
Usually it's a vocabulary issue for the known as a coach.
Next week we'll have West End if they can come back and win.
Yeah, I think this is a vocabulary issue as well.
Sheridan was winning Bigger Regalia Academy. West End doesn't come back. We will try to get the Sheridan Generals for you next week.
All right. What's the calls? Personal foul.
Is that a substitution? I think it might be.
Unsportsmanlike.
Also on Harvest Prep.
And I think that
there's an ejection.
A dead ball foul. Was that an ejection?
I think that was a thumbs out. Yep. We don't know who, but that appears to be the good old heave-ho, Doug, right there.
Well, I think if you get 2, If you get 2, you're out of the game. But, I'm not sure about that, so don't quote me on that one, Hank. But, wow, who's out?
Coach Milan Smith getting the explanation on that sideline for Prep. And they will also be backtracked aplenty with penalty yards. Clock stopped here. You see 4:18 left to go in our third quarter of an 18-0 Harvest Prep shutout on your West Muskingum Tornadoes. But this can only help West M's defense try to ignite a fire late in the quarter. They need it.
Those penalties put the Warriors back all the way to the 10-yard.
They will place this, as you see on your screen, at the 10.
Well, so who's out of the game?
Wicks, number 25, is out on the play. Cox is in. Cello Cox in at running back. Your quarterback back in is Desmond Porter, who ran the 61-yard touchdown earlier in this quarter.
Well, they're backed up, so they're going to run the football probably.
4 receivers spread. Cox alone back to the left. It's Porter. Look out, the big fella. Woo. And he ran for that touchdown of 61, as mentioned. He'll get a first down run here.
Boy, it looked like an RPO play, run-pass option. I don't know if it was really he's really thinking about throwing it or not, but I know when he turns and goes north and south, buddy, it's with force. Well, 25's in the game, so he wasn't him that got tossed.
And so Wicks, that's who that is, back out there, 25. Porter remains in a quarterback for the direct snap. Wicks to his right. 2 receivers each side, one each side. It's a run. Wicks.
Nice move.
What a move past the 25 to the 27. Tackled right there after a gain of about 4. Time becoming a big issue for West Muskingum. Timeouts, they do have all 3 as this game wanes on.
Another tackle by Wes Houston. He's been on a lot of them tonight. When you're a linebacker and you're playing a team that runs the ball almost every down, that's
Placed on a 28-yard line.
that's usually when your linebackers have a lot of tackles. Oh, look at this formation. Look out, guys.
Looking to run and keeping and doing just that is your quarterback back in there, number 5 in Pierce. And Pierce has just enough for a first down. They needed 6 on second. He got 6.
Well, they had that formation. They had 3 guys split to the right. And I thought, man, if they run this option, he's going to pitch the ball. But he read keep and kept the ball for the first down.
Pierce again as they run a quick play.
Not that time.
Maybe a little bit of a head scratcher when you're up 18 late in the third to run a play so fast. It didn't work. West End there.
Another tackle for Houston.
Keeper tackled by number 9.
Second down and 9. Give Pierce a yard. As interchanging back in is Porter at quarterback. Cox back in, so the rotation picking up for Harvest Prep in the backfield. Whistles, flag, stops action.
Yeah, I thought I saw a little flinch in there.
So that'll move Harvest Prep back again. They've been penalized a lot tonight. If you want to have something negative to say, that's definitely it.
Well, they've had a couple penalties that are completely unnecessary or unsportsmanlike conduct. Well after a play's been over, somebody's let their mouth run a little faster than their feet. And
never a good thing.
Never a good thing.
Here we go. Quickly they run the play.
Oh, inside counter.
Didn't go anywhere. Lost yards, in fact. Tornadoes doing a superb job, and, Winland leading that charge from the backer position.
That's that little counter play can just kill you. But for the Tornadoes tonight, it's been a non-factor as far as the Warriors are concerned. They've stopped that counter play cold.
Looking to pass on 3rd and long. They need 15 down the middle of the field. Chris Brown off his tips. He wanted to take off with it, but you got to secure it first.
Man, if he had caught that thing, I think we're going to see a great foot race for the end zone.
So a huge defensive stop there by West Muskingum on 3rd and long. You wouldn't dare go for it here, would you? On 4th and 15, up 18-0.
Well, we'll have to see if Coach Smith has a punt in the playbook. Doesn't look like it.
Wow. This could turn the tables if you get a stop.
He goes. He's backed up now.
All right, Porter And we have flags. That's probably some movement on Porter or somebody on that line early. So that'll push them back 5 more. So, yeah, they were going to punt that. It appeared they might go for it the way they lined up.
Well, Porter was lined up at quarterback depth, and then just prior to the snap, he backed up. I don't know if he wasn't set long enough. I didn't see anybody move except him. Okay, look, he's going to punt it, but he's not very far back.
No, he's
Boom.
not. Quick hitter off that foot, fielded at the 46 by Cisse. He stumbled or he had some running room.
Yes, he did.
And instead down there, but really good field position for West Muskingum. Defense did the job, aided by some penalties too that helped, but regardless, the defense shut it down when they had to. And this is the Tornadoes' time right now, Doug. One would think down 3 scores.
Well, you know, there's 1:39 left in the third quarter. Yeah, they need to kick the offense into gear.
Time is becoming a big factor late in this game, down 18-0. We have.
They need to send. They need a play that starts with and ends with Silas Kuhn.
Speaking of double-digit efforts or leads, Ironton is up 17 points, 24-7. The winner of this one gets Ironton possibly next, it looks, as Ironton's being heat.
I have ties to the Ironton staff. One of the assistant coaches is my brother's son-in-law.
We have flags as Anton was looking to pass, and he gets hit late. Now, that's definitely uncalled for, as Anton could be hurt. West Muskingum's defense or offensive team comes to the defense of his quarterback or signal caller.
That was completely uncalled for.
Anton back up, clearly hit as he had ran out of bounds at the Harvest Prep 44.
Man, that was cheap.
So you have flags on West Muskingum probably in the backfield for holding, offensive holding. Then you have the late hit, obviously, here at the end of this one on Anton.
So I think what they'll do, because that's a dead ball foul, he's clearly out of bounds, I think they're going to mark off both penalties. We'll see. Of course, you know, I'm never a student of the play or rule book.
We'll try to sort this
they're
out.
Marking this one off. Okay, now they're going to mark the second one off. Yeah.
There's your holding infraction on West Muskingum. That was bound to happen. The flag came out early when Anton was scrambling to run up field. There's your obvious at the end of the play on Anton with the hit. It'll be a first down here. Take another look at it before we run the next play as the teams get set up. You see the 5 receivers downfield, and Anton starts to move this direction. There's that flag from the side.
There's a holding call.
And then watch this. This is obviously blatant and unnecessary. Something you don't want to see in football.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the kind of penalty. You know, you don't want to take that penalty as a head coach. You don't want your players doing that. That's ridiculous. I mean, you have an 18-point lead. You don't want to give the team an advantage and motivate them to play harder. Let him run out of bounds and you know, you have a penalty coming back. Play's going to come back.
So after it's all said and done, West M's in Harvest Prep territory at the 46. Anton in trouble. Again, sacked. Back at his own 45. And another flag comes out at the end of the play after the sack.
They're going to call that on number 60.
So let's sort this out again. The zebra stripes getting very busy.
I believe they're going to flag Elijah Lambert for that one. Quarterback was sacked. Elijah came in late. It wasn't a brutal hit, but it was late. There was no sense in making it. And the coach is taking him out of the game.
He's going
to have a little heart-to-heart with Elijah.
These are things, not only can you injure somebody, obviously, but you know, this could hopefully spark a comeback for West Muskingum. You know, if they were left for dead down 3 scores, will this ratchet it up a few more notches? Time will tell. They'll mark it off. Minute 24 still left to go in our third quarter here at Jack Johnson Field at Harvest Prep High School. See the replay one more time. Your Community Bank Game of the Week, MVL Game of the Week playoff action here on South 60 Films. Anton got sacked in the late jump in by number 60.
This That's not a very good representation for your team.
Here we go. Looking to pass out of the gun against Anson. He could run with it, and he will. And he'll make a cut. And he's still on his feet, finally inside the 30. Ball comes free, but he was down, they say, fortunately. As the Tornadoes are pressing forward with a first down run from Anton.
The referee made that call immediately, said that Anton was down.
Keeping you busy with the replays here, and Anton's been in the mix on all of them of late. Whether he's trying to pass or run with it or being dropped for a sack, Anton made some nice shifty moves and
yes, he did.
Nearly coughed it up, but Buttocks did hit down first. Mark it down at the 28-yard line, 1st and 10. West End's deepest penetration since early to mid first quarter.
So you want to play quarterback, huh, kids? Ooh, baby.
5 receivers, man in motion. We also have false start on West Muskingum. Not too many plays going without that yellow flag flying here of late.
It's just the opposite of last week's game, Hank. West had very few penalties, if any. I think they may have had one.
Well played game, yes.
And Union Local had a few, but not. They had some critical penalties at critical times. But, man, we can hardly get 2 plays in a row without 1 or 2 penalties on each play.
See if we can avoid one here on 1st and 15. Back at the 33 after the 5-yard penalty on West End. It's a big run for Wendland as he nearly gets the penalty yards back. He got dropped pretty quick after it looked to be more explosive type of play coming. West End will take it. Be about 2nd and 10. Call it 2nd and 11.
That's going to be it for the 3rd quarter.
That will be your last play of the quarter. Right here on South 60 Films, MVL Game of the Week playoff action presented by Community Bank. Here comes a spot from Community Bank. We'll bring you the 4th and final quarter right after this. Can the Tornadoes pull off a miracle?
Friday Night Lights are back. So is the Community Bank. Our local teams have conditioned, trained, and prepared to make this a special season. You can help by coming out to support your favorite team and being a part of the Friday night experience. The Community Bank is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the MVL Football High School Game of the Week. The Community Bank, making more possible. Choose local.
Back here at Harvest Prep High School, Jack Johnson Field for you. Hank Alpha with Doug Clifford. 4th and final quarter of the season potentially for the West Muskingum Tornadoes, the MVL Small School Division champions this year, and 10-1 coming in with an 8-game winning streak. In a lot of trouble, being blanked here through 3 quarters, threatening for a score right now, and they need it in the worst of ways.
Oh, definitely. And the Warriors right now are their own worst enemy. If it wasn't for their penalties, West End's offense wouldn't be on the field right now. But West needs to take advantage of this as soon as possible. I mean, they have to get 3 scores to tie or go ahead.
Meanwhile, Granville has come back to take the lead on Tri-Valley last minute of the 3rd quarter, 25-21 over in Granville. What a doozy there. Here we go here. 2nd down 10. Anton fires away. Got him in. Caught it. Short gainer. Going to be shy of the 1st down. That's Connor Hill. First catch of the night for about 5.
Where you get the idea that Chavez Watkins has a little bit of power behind him when he makes a hit. I mean, he just basically bumped the wide receiver, and there was no yak on this play.
As soon as it was caught, Hill got smacked down, short of the 1st down by about 5 yards. I want to thank Matt Cowden for those updates. Oh, by the way, tonight he's over at Granville at that game with Tri-Valley. Here we go, 5 receivers, 3 to the right. Anton chucking again, left side for the end zone, and it's intercepted. Yes, it is intercepted by Harvest Prep. Turning away the Tornadoes' scoring opportunity.
As Jamarcus Jones came down with that one, number 12 for Harvest Prep. The ball is underthrown, and Anton got hammered as he released the football.
One more look, and Anton tried to go for that home run ball, get points quick here to start this 4th quarter. Instead, he got turned over. That chance that didn't happen downfield for his receiver.
That freshman wideout who's played well this year for West Muskingum, unable to come up with that one in Carter Smith.
Turnovers continue to be the story for the West End Tornadoes. 2 fumbles, now an interception.
And now that Tornado defense has got to go back to work and hope to get it back for their offense again. Time is a big factor, obviously. Big problems right now here for the Tornadoes. We've come into the 4th without any points, and there was a golden opportunity.
Well, the Warriors have a host of guys that rush the football. Wicks,
Cox,
Pierce,
yep.
Cox, Porter.
All of them
This
can
is
take
Wicks.
it to the house, and it'll be Wicks on this carry. And he continues to fight moving those legs for additional yards on the near sideline to us, shy of the 30.
You know, he's a speed runner. I mean, he's a quick guy. And but when he gets hit, like you said, Hank, his legs don't stop. They keep going. He runs with power.
And that power got him up to about the 28 for about 8 yards. As Harvest Prep will try to salt away this game by running some clock. And they will take some time here to run the second down play.
Brings up a 2nd down.
Holy cow. This is mass substitutions.
You're not kidding. You take a look, and then they're going to bunch things up. West End will try to do the same and not try to jump off, and the flags come flying. They may have.
Yep. The Warriors, they're all clapping. There's a flag down, and it's not on us.
Yeah, offsides is the call in West Muskingum. As things are starting to slowly but quickly get out of hand.
Well, they put in their quarterback sneak offense, put in Desmond Porter at quarterback, number 40. That was the play they scored their second touchdown on.
That was a springboard to this big lead for Harvest Prep here in the second half to go up 12-0 on the Porter TD run at 61 yards here. On the first down play, it's a short run, maybe a yard to the 35.
They ran that option pitch look into the sideline. They didn't have much space and much room to do that. West had the pitch man covered. Pierce kept it, like you said, Hank, 2 yards. You know, a 2-yard gain is better than making a bad pitch.
We'll go down for 2, second and 8.
Whoa.
Guess what? More flags
Yeah,
fly.
I think the offensive line took off. Yes, they did. Left side fired out.
Warriors, false start.
False start on Harvest Prep.
You know, back in the day, Hank, back in the day, if the left tackle jumped and you were on the other end of the line, you could unload on an offensive lineman. Not that I would ever do that.
No, during the break we did not hear anything from you. There was no storytelling up there, was it? How many penalties? We'll get back to that in a moment. Because we're going to see Porter do some damage here for Harvest Prep for a first down run. They cannot stop Porter since he's been inserted in this half.
Man, I mean, he sheds tacklers like an umbrella does raindrops.
Warriors.
So they get pushed back to the 30. It's a 2nd and 13, and Porter rips off 17.
Wow.
What was it? 4 personal foul penalties you said against Kenyon in a game during the break a few minutes ago?
They deserved every one of them.
Oh, Doug, here we go. Wicks, past midfield, and the spin moves to the 41 nearly, or the 40 of West End for another 13.
I mean, that's the second time we've seen him do a 360 while he's running the football to avoid a tackle. And they're going to their hurry-up offense right now. No huddle.
For a team,
line up and run the play.
For a team that doesn't need to do so, really, up 18-0 in the fourth quarter. They will with Wicks. Wicks trying to bounce around the edge. Tough running for him to the 39 for a yard or so.
Well, Jake Anton had a great play that time and didn't touch the ball carrier at all. But he stayed outside. He didn't lose contain. He forced the runner to cut back inside, and his teammates rallied to make a tackle for a short 1-yard gain.
Tornadoes coming off of a historic season last year. After winning a playoff game, lost to Harvest Prep. The very next week, could it happen again? It looks to be as Porter is still on his feet inside the 20s. They're banging the red zone at the 16 of West Muskingum for another 23 yards for Porter.
But when he runs that little option, he has to read that handoff. I think he's think it's a short read for him. When Coach puts him in the game, I'm keeping the football.
He might get a game ball and a porterhouse steak afterwards.
There's a handoff.
Porter hands
Look
off.
out.
Nice stop and go. A little hesitation run this time for about 3. Good job by West Muskingum preventing a bigger run for a touchdown.
Absolutely great tackle on that far side. I couldn't see that yellow number on the jersey from that distance. Saved my life, but that was a great play.
Elijah Brown on the carry, number 6, and he'll check out. 2nd down and about 7, maybe 6. Either way, West Muskingum's got to get a stop quickly. 7:20 to go in our game left. Down 18. It's a handoff. It's Cox. He'll cut in after going around the right side, and he'll get inside the 10 for considerable yards near another first down for the Warriors.
Man, it's just like they're drawing straws. Okay, whose turn is it this time to carry the ball? I mean, and all their ball carriers are effective. They're all really good.
5 yards for Cox.
Look out.
3rd
Boom.
and 1.
Here he
Porter.
comes.
Oh, a couple hesitations for Porter. Inside the 5 to the 4, halfway towards the goal. 1st and goal. He got enough for the first.
Yeah, it looked like Porter was trying to get to the goal line. It didn't look like he was as concerned with the first down as he was a score. And he got his first down, but got stopped at, it looks like just inside the 5, maybe the 4.
So the Tornadoes' backs against the wall.
Well, perfect drive for the Warriors. Mistake-free football. This is what mistake-free football looks like. I'm sure Coach Smith will point that out to his team. This is what we do when we don't make mistakes. Boy, look at this formation. Look out.
All bunched up again. Tush push from the 4, you could say, for a yard to the 3. Clock will continue to churn.
Just a perfect drive. They've maintained possession. They run the clock down. We're going to be under 6 minutes before they run the next play. Now they're going to huddle, take their time.
The West Muskingum needing more stops. Obviously, score update beginning of the 4th quarter. Thank our own Matt Mahalko for this. Sheridan's now gone up 35-0 over Gallia Academy.
Wow.
Taking care of business at home in Thornville.
My first college roommate from Gallia Academy, Tim Hemsworth.
Nice shout out. 2nd and goal. Porter, direct snap, running close to that line to score. And he's just short at about the 1.5. So he got half the distance more. And again, the clock will continue to work against your West End Tornadoes. As we are down to about 5 minutes left, 5:10 and trickling.
I really didn't think the Warriors had this kind of a drive in them. I mean, it looked to me like they started playing some really undisciplined football, unsportsmanlike penalties, late hits out of bounds. But they've kind of regained their composure and at the perfect time. I mean, they've just absolutely chewed the clock up. 4:50 left to go in the game.
And this could be daggers here with another score, but right now, hold on, timeout by the Warriors and Harvest Prep.
Warrior timeout.
Nice job. They let the clock run down almost to the point of a penalty. Call timeout to kind of catch your breath and regroup and decide what they want to do here. They have 2 plays to get it in.
4:44 left to go in our 4th quarter. A lot of 4s there as Harvest Prep looks for their 4th touchdown here after the TO. Mentioned Sheridan's up big. They're moving on. Hey, they're getting over the proverbial hump. Last year lost to Bloom Carroll the same week a year ago. And it looks like the Generals are trekking forward.
When we did the Tri-Valley game, their players, the Sheridan's players, were absolutely distraught that they had lost that game. And when you're a kid, you think, that's the end of the world. But playoff football, there's another game. It's win or go home at this point. But the Generals are definitely taking advantage of their postseason berth.
And meanwhile, Tri-Valley, they were leading a good chunk of that game against Granville, now down 4 as they move that game into the 4th quarter on the road. And, Tri-Valley trying to get over the hump as well. They went this far a year ago, got beat in the 2nd round, and they're in a good one with the Aces. Granville's been no slouch this year.
Granville's come from behind, haven't they?
Former coach Justin Buttermore used to be there.
Yes.
Moved on. obviously. Upper Arlington now. So here we go, 3rd and goal, fake pitch, Key Porter, he's in for a second touchdown of the night. Back to action here with 4:40 to play, and that could be your nail in the coffin early.
Well, that's who I would have given it to. I mean, the biggest quarterback I've ever seen. Well, and the Warriors have taken some well-deserved unsportsmanlike penalties, but I tell you what, Porter ran that in, he scored, he handed the ball to the referee and walked off the field like it was no big deal. I mean, I'm good to see that. Well, there's their kicker.
They did try the extra point kick, no good, wide left. So hey, the 2-point conversions weren't working. 3 consecutive touchdown tries. Tried the extra point and it also no good.
I think that was Keaton Webb, number 79. Attempted that kick, wide left.
That'll make it a 24-0 score. It remains with just 4 and change left to go on West Muskingum's season. It looks like for Coach Nate Brownring in his 4th year, and if it happens to be, hey, it just got sweeter until tonight when you try to get revenge and get this victory and get Harvest Prep back. Not looking so. Lost by 31 last year, down 24 now. You win a playoff game for the first time a year ago. You win another one last week, 2nd time in school history. Last year you had 9 wins. This year you improved to 10. The cupboard, not bare with talent. You will lose Cisse to graduation amongst others here if West End doesn't do the unthinkable.
Anytime your season ends and you have 10 wins, it's been a great season.
Here's your low kick again off the hands of Carter Winland and gobbled up by a tornado at the 22. Sign of the times, no return off that type of kick.
I will say the Warriors are well schooled on this kickoff. I'm sure they've been doing it all year. A common mistake in high school is hitting the guy on the ground that's covered the ball up. I mean, he's already down. So if you touch him, it's a penalty. So at least that's one penalty the Warriors haven't incurred tonight.
So changing offense for defense. Here comes the Tornado offense. At this rate, just looking to get points on the board. To see if you can sniff some life back into themselves here, down 24-0 now. As Anton will come back out, waiting the snap. Cisse to the left, and now here he comes to the right, getting the pitch from Anton, and one of his better runs here of the half. Gets out near the 30, short thereof by a couple yards, gain of 6.
Well, what a privilege it's been to watch this team, West Muskingum, this year, and Rashid Cisse. I mean, I feel like we've watched him since he was, a child. What a player! What a football player!
MVL record 43 touchdowns amassed.
It makes you proud to be part of the MVL for a young man like that. To represent us, as well as all of his teammates.
He's getting shut out tonight, so is the team. Flags come again. 3:54 left to go in our contest, and as they mark off 5 more yards for West Muskingum with a false start, Granville now putting it on Tri-Valley by 11, 32-21, 21 consecutive ripped off in the half by Granville as Tri-Valley seeing the wheels fall off the bus.
Wow.
So that's big news. We could have Sheridan just remain as your lone local MVL team.
Yep. Another fine season for the Scotties, MVL Big Division champs. So, if you're a champion forever. Congratulations to the Scotties on a great season, and sorry to see it come to an end if it does.
Yeah, it's getting closer. About 7 and change left to go in the 4th of that game as we get word, as down goes the carrier quickly. Another loss here, it appears.
That was a shoestring sack. I think number 27 made that, and Cello's mother, she didn't put it down number 27 for us, but I do want to thank her again for providing all these numbers for us. She wrote down a lot of names and numbers by hand in the pregame, sitting in the press box, so bless her heart.
Out of the gun, Anton on 3rd and 15 from his own 18. He'll throw it out to the right where it's caught
but you're not going to get much real estate. 2 yards on 3rd and long.
No.
West Muskingum's no other choice, forced to go for it here on 4th and long. Need 13. Got to get to their own 33-yard line. It looks under 2.5 to play in their 2023 season. A great one at that. It appears to be falling short again to Harvest Prep on the road.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout. Coach Brown-Rigg wanted to come out and things weren't getting sent in correctly or whatever, and so he just called a timeout.
Stops action.
See what they're going to do here.
With 2:20 left to play.
You know, their MO when they're going for it in this situation is to throw the ball over the middle. So we'll see if that's what happens. But right now, man, I don't think they're going to keep this defensive line out. I mean, these guys on 4th and 12, they're going to come out of their stands like their butts are on fire.
So while they get ready to call up the 4th down and 13 play call from their 20-yard line, you look back at West M's season here, Doug. You look back at this is the week 12, right? 12th week. We've had West Muskingum 2/3 of the season, like 8 games.
Is that right?
Excuse me, 7 games almost. I was giving them too much credit. This feels like 8. Feels like 12.
Well, as far as the math is concerned, you'd have had me anyway. I mean, I was never that hot with fractions.
And it's been a fun ride, to say the least. This would be the first time we've seen West M fall short, if so. Here we go. Anton out of the gun with 5 receivers. 3 to the left, 2 to the right, down the sidelines. This one's thrown a little bit too long by Anton.
Great coverage on that far sideline that time. That's number 6 on the coverage. Elijah Bryant, I mean, he was right where he was supposed to be. He did not let the receiver get behind him. And if anybody was going to catch that ball, it was going to be him.
So the 4th down incompletion means West Muskingum will turn over on downs, taking over at the West M 20 as Harvest Prep as they look to potentially add yet another one. Up 24-0. It was 28-0 for the only loss this year earlier, back in week 3. Mentioned that briefly earlier during our cast. As that was Garraway getting them a shutout win, and here it could be another shutout for West Muskingum in a losing effort, which would end their 8-game winning streak. They were hot coming in, scoring 42 or more in 6 consecutive.
It's a long high school season now. Counting their 2 scrimmages, this is their 14th game.
Here's a pitch play on 1st down, and Wicks had some immediate running room, and then it got swallowed up at the 17 rather quickly for 3.
Well, I tell you what, you know, the Tornadoes are going to go down tonight. Only their 2nd loss of the season. But they're playing as hard on that play as they did the first. And you can't ask more than that of your football team.
So taking their time as Harvest Prep here to run the next play as they should. You know, we look back. We saw we saw West M at home beat Marietta in week 2, Doug, and we also saw them at New Lex week 4. Ted and I had them against Philo in week 5.
Yep.
Maysville in week 6, we were back at it calling West M. And then Morgan on the road, you had them when I was out that week.
Well, I just saw something. One of the West M players, the defensive end, who is that? I can't see the numbers, Dag. But he tapped number 50 on the shoulder and said, hey, you're lined up with the wrong team. The 50 was across the line of scrimmage. He was lined up like he was a tornado, and he just kind of tapped him on the shoulder and said, the guy said, oh, thanks. So, you play as hard as you can. You have heated moments in the game. But at this point in the game, you're thinking, I gave everything I had and shake hands and go home.
I don't know if that was just all kidding aside or a joke or not to line up as such. They're having fun, obviously, as Harvest Prep with a 24-0 lead right now.
No doubt.
(31-28). Believe I get word now. Yeah, Ironton's lead is trimmed down to 3 as the Heath Bulldogs are making a run at things. As Harvest Prep, the winner of this game, going to be the Warriors. They're going to take on the winner of that game in D5 Region 19 in that side of the bracket. Here we go, back to action with second down play, a run as expected, still on his feet, and multiple Tornadoes finally take him down at about the 15, the ball carrier and Cox.
Tackled inbounds, clock will continue running. We're going to be under 1 minute before the ball is snapped again.
So Tri-Valley down, mentioned that. Sheridan winning, West M down. One MVL team definitely moving on because the Generals were up big, 35-0 over Gallia. And final 45 seconds of our game here tonight. West Muskingum can't say enough about the success Nate Brownrigg has done with the program during his short tenure.
What a great job he and his staff have done at West Muskingum.
Third down. Another run, Cox inside the 10, 5, and he's not going to reach pay dirt. Stopped short at the 3, so the Tornadoes try to keep one more score off the board defensively.
I don't think the Warriors are going to run another play. I see the coach Milan Smith motioning for his players to come to the sideline, get ready to shake hands.
You mentioned Milan Smith. He's made the playoffs all 10 years in his 10 years at the school, and it's win number 99. He'll look for the century mark next week in the playoffs.
Congratulations, Coach.
That's going to do it and put a bow on this one here tonight. Unfortunately, for the West Muskingum Tornadoes, they fall short. Revenge was on their minds. They felt confident, but they couldn't get it done. They couldn't score tonight. Harvest Prep gets the shutout victory on their home field again for a second straight year at Jack Johnson Field. 24-0 the final score, Doug. We'll have the final highlights and wraps on this one when we come back after a short break. But your thoughts on the West Muskingum Tornado season in 2023?
Well, it was a great season. They have 10 wins. They're disappointed, I'm sure, but what a difference these young men have made. They won the small school division in the MVL. They made it to the week 12 of the football season. They have no reason to hang their heads. And when they look back on this season, it'll be with a lot of pride.
Absolutely should. They'll finish the year 10-2. 8-game winning streak comes to a close with the defeat here tonight. Doug and I will come back for a quick finish on things here. West Muskingum again losers here on South 60 Films tonight, 24-0.
Friday Night Lights are back. So is the Community Bank. Our local teams have conditioned, trained, and prepared to make this a special season. You can help by coming out to support your favorite team and being a part of the Friday night experience. The Community Bank is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the MVL Football High School Game of the Week. The Community Bank, making more possible. Choose local.
Back here at Jack Johnson Field in Canal Winchester, Harvest Prep High School with Doug Clifford. Hank Alpha one final time on this Friday night here in early November. West Muskingum, the Tornadoes, losers tonight, 24-0. They get shut out. They were just simply outplayed here tonight, unfortunately, in the end.
Big mistakes. You know, maybe if Harvest Prep had fumbled twice inside the 20, maybe the Tornadoes could have turned that score around. But unfortunately, the mistakes all belong to the Tornadoes.
19-yard touchdown run started the scoring. You see right there on your screen from E.J. Pierce, the quarterback for the Warriors. With 9:02 left to go until halftime, they would go for a 2-point conversion. They wouldn't get it, so the score remained 6-0, and that was our halftime score. You're going to see an interception thrown here by Pierce before the half, late in the second. That was one of the highlights for West Muskingum defensively. We quickly moved to the third. This was a huge 4th down and 1 play, 61 yards for a touchdown run.
I think this is a play that really broke the back for the Tornadoes. I mean, it's 4th and 1. If you stop them, you have the ball in their territory, and instead, on the next play, you're lining up to stop the extra point.
That was just over a minute and a half into the third quarter on 4th and 1. Desmond Porter rumbled 61 yards for the score. He's the backup quarterback. He made his presence felt. West Muskingum tried to get on track. Here you see a catch by Cisse, but he lost as he got popped.
Boy, he got popped. And we've seen him handle the ball all season. I don't think I've seen him drop the ball one time until tonight.
Cashing in were the Warriors to go up 18-0 in the third quarter on that touchdown run from 10 yards out from Elijah Brown.
Another short field touchdown drive after a turnover.
2-point conversion failed for the third time tonight. Your last highlight right there was the fourth and final touchdown by Desmond Porter, as Porter had his second score from 2 yards out. 24-0, the extra point no good. Now take a look on the screen. You see the scores. Our game obviously up top. It's 24-0. It turned out to be the final. 31-28, Ironton trying to hang on Heath in the fourth quarter. Harvest Prep gets winner of that game. Granville 32-21 in the fourth over Tri-Valley with a 21 unanswered point second half for the Blue Aces. So unfortunately the Dogs look to be out. Sheridan's not going to be out. 35-0 with a blanking in the fourth over Gay Academy. Oh, by the way, we should have that game next week against the winner of St. Clairsville and Bishop Hartley. You see at the bottom, looks like Columbus Bishop Hartley will be the opponent, up 16 over the Red Devils from St. C.
Oh.
As we flip things around, Doug, and you see the scores and all that, our score unfortunately here tonight, West Muskingum didn't get any.
No, they didn't. I'm going to call this football on the rooftop. It's a beautiful weather tonight. A little bit chilly, but it's a great weather. Sorry to see the West End Tornadoes go down, but you're right. They were outplayed, and they made some huge mistakes in the game, and every time they made a mistake, the Warriors made them pay.
Really did, and West Muskingum played much better defensively this year than last year's game and losing 47-16, but the offense couldn't help out.
No.
Not scoring here tonight, but Harvest Prep has a very good defense. They give up 12 points per game, and they showed it tonight.
Well, I think the few times that West End made a play of 9 or 10 or 12 yards, I mean, it was a huge play. In the games we saw during the regular season, those would have been 40 or 50 or 60-yard plays. So, the defense for Harvest Prep was just a little too fast.
West End, I brought out the blue and gold. Didn't work tonight, did it? I tried at least. Doug, it's been a pleasure, all year long, and it sounds like we have one next week with Sheridan moving on, and but here tonight, one final wrap on things. Coach Brownrigg, I want to give him credit and kudos, and it's been an enjoyment to watch him this year, a lot this year, and what he's done in his 4 short years, in particular the last 2 years, getting the playoffs and getting playoff victories.
Well, I want to also mention, when you're losing in the final game and you're going to go home, your season's done, a lot of times your team will lose that discipline they've had all year and start committing unsportsmanlike penalties. Well, it's just the opposite. The West Muskingum players absolutely maintained their poise after penalty that the Warriors were committing. So hats off to the team for that too, because that is also a sign of great coaching. And Nate Brownrigg and his staff should be commended for that.
Very well should be. She'd say had 43 touchdowns this year, MVL record. He did it all. He ran back interception returns. He threw touchdown passes. He caught them. He obviously ran a bunch of them. He was a human highlight reel that would never end this year.
No doubt about that. It's been a privilege to watch him play.
As well as all the other seniors. Congratulations on another great year. Unfortunately, it ends here tonight in Week 12 on the road again at Harvest Prep at Jack Johnson Field. 24-0 your final score. Harvest Prep moves on. West Muskingum's 2023 season ends at 10-2. A-game winning streak also comes to a close. I want to thank all those who have helped make the production work again smoothly and efficiently tonight. Thanks for tuning in on South 60 Films. And Doug, I guess we might have one next week with Sheridan.
Well, I won't take any more jobs. I'll just wait and see what Matt has for us.
Until then, everybody, you have a great Friday night weekend, and next week, the Generals are moving on into the playoffs. Unfortunately, the Tornadoes are not. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Friday Night Lights are back. So is the community band. Our local teams have conditioned, trained, and prepared to make this a special season. You can help by coming out to support your favorite team and being a part of the Friday night experience. The Community Bank is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the MVL Football High School Game of the Week. The Community Bank, making more possible. Choose local.